What if your phone is not the real problem? What if the reason you keep reaching for it is that your future no longer feels exciting enough to compete with it? You want to focus. You want more energy. You want to work on your business, build a dream, improve your life, and feel like yourself again. But the moment the work becomes slow, uncertain, uncomfortable, or boring, your mind starts scrambling. You check the phone, open Instagram, check another video, play the game, order the food, consume something that makes you feel different for a few minutes. Then you look up, another hour is gone, and the life you say you want still has not moved. Most people would tell you that the solution is to delete every app, enter monk mode, and become disciplined enough to resist pleasure forever. It may help temporarily, but if you remove distraction and still have no future that feels meaningful to return to, the emptiness will eventually pull you back. Because the dopamine hole is not only a stimulation problem, it's a direction problem. You don't only need less stimulation, you need more future. In this video, I want to show you why artificial rewards become so powerful when your real life loses direction. The moment I realized I had stopped participating in my own future, and a 3-step reset you can use to make your life feel worth choosing again. Bro, think about what the feed offers you. Instant novelty, instant emotion, instant connection, instant progress. You can watch somebody transform their body without completing a workout. You can watch somebody build a business without risking $1. You can consume relationship advice without having the difficult conversation. You can play a game and level up a character while the skills your actual future requires remain untouched. The reward arrives immediately. Real life doesn't work that way. Real progress is slower. You can publish the video and get almost no views. You can train for weeks before your body changes. You can work on the business and receive no immediate proof that it will succeed. You can have the conversation and still not get the answer you want. That is why the feed keeps winning. Not because it's more meaningful, but because it's more immediate. And when you no longer feel emotionally connected to a meaningful future, immediate becomes almost impossible to resist. There was a season when I gave up for approximately 3 weeks. I wasn't working on the dream the way I knew I needed to. I had stopped moving with purpose. I was discouraged, disconnected, and tired of putting effort into a future that didn't seem to be responding. And when your future starts feeling dead, your energy goes with it. You begin looking for anything that can change how you feel right now. Something to watch, something to eat, something to drink, something to distract you, something that gives you a temporary escape from the painful question, what am I actually doing with my life? During that period, bro, I watched a scene with Kevin from the show This Is Us that hit something inside of me. It reminded me that the part of me that wanted more was still there. The dream hadn't disappeared. I had stopped feeding it. That moment pushed me into doing a 3-day Tony Robbins challenge. I started reconnecting with what I wanted, what I believed was possible, and the person I needed to become next. The internal world didn't transform in 3 days, bro. But my relationship with the future changed. I had somewhere to direct my energy again. And that taught me something I didn't understand at the time. Sometimes you're not reaching for distraction because you love the distraction that much. You're reaching for it because you have stopped believing that the slower work in front of you is leading anywhere. The phone fills the vacuum. The game fills the vacuum. The alcohol fills the vacuum. The endless videos fill the vacuum. When you stop building your own future, consuming other people's futures becomes incredibly attractive. And this is where the usual dopamine advice can fall short. You can remove every app from your phone, but what are you returning to? You can sit in silence, but what are you listening for? You can force yourself to be bored, but what meaningful direction will finally have enough space to speak? Boredom matters because it creates room, but room alone is not the answer. You have to put a future inside it. I'm not saying your goals need to be enormous. You don't need a perfect 10-year vision. You need something real enough to make today matter. A body you're building, a business you're learning to create, a relationship you're repairing, a message you want to share, a skill that you're becoming excellent at, a family future you want to change, a version of yourself you would be proud to meet 90 days from now, A meaningful future turns discomfort into investment. Without a future, hard work feels like pain. With the future, the same hard work begins to feel like participation. Here's what I want you to do. I call this the future overfeed reset. Step one, expose the substitute. Choose the distraction you reach for most often. Then ask, what is this pretending to give me? Is scrolling pretending to give you connection? Are video games giving you the feeling of progress? Is constant learning giving you the feeling that you're building without requiring you to create anything? Is food giving you comfort? Is alcohol giving you relief? Is a certain habit letting you escape? Don't only name the habit, name the need underneath it, because you cannot remove a substitute without understanding what it has been substituting for. Step two, rebuild the future you can feel. Don't write a vague goal like I want to be successful. Choose one meaningful 90-day direction. What would make you feel more alive? What would make you proud of how you used the next 3 months? What would create real evidence that your life is moving again? Maybe it's publishing 12 videos. Maybe it's gaining your first 5 clients. Maybe it's rebuilding your health. Maybe it's completing the project you keep talking about. Maybe it's getting sober. Maybe it's becoming present with the people you love. Then answer one more question. Who benefits if I create this future? Give the future emotional weight. Make it about your family, your audience, your clients, your younger self, or the person you're becoming. A future becomes stronger when it has a face to it. Step 3, make real progress before artificial reward. For the next 7 days, give the future the first meaningful block of your attention. Before the scrolling, before the game, before the entertainment, complete 45 minutes of work that produces real evidence. Just 45 minutes. Write, train, record, study the skill, make the offer, have the conversation, build something that still exists after the temporary rush disappears. Then choose the single stimulation habit that takes the most from you and create a clear boundary around it. Not every enjoyable thing, one thing. Maybe you limit it to a specific window. Maybe you keep the phone outside of the room while you work. Put it on airplane mode. The purpose is not to prove that pleasure is bad. The purpose is to remember that you can choose what receives your life force. And give yourself at least 20 minutes each day without input. No podcast, no video, no scrolling. Walk, sit, journal, or stare out the window, bro. Let your own thoughts become louder than everybody else's opinion. It will feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is not evidence that something is wrong. It may be evidence that you haven't been alone with yourself in a long time. I also need to give you an important guardrail. This video is not a diagnosis. Not every experience of low energy, brain fog, addiction, depression, or attention difficulty is solved by finding a better goal. Sometimes you need qualified medical or mental health support. Sometimes you need treatment, recovery, or deeper care. But many of us already know there is at least one artificial reward we keep feeding while wondering why real life feels less alive. Be honest about your part. Your phone may be designed to capture attention, but you still have to decide what deserves your attention more. Bro, your life is not boring. Your life is underbuilt. The future is not gone. It has been underfed. And you do not need to transform everything today. You need one piece of real progress that reminds you what it feels like to participate again. So within the next 24 hours, do 3 things. Name the substitute, write the 90-day future, and complete one 45-minute future block before you consume. Because you don't need to escape the dopamine hole only by climbing away from pleasure. You escape by building something above the hole that's worth reaching for. If constant consumption, self-doubt, or a loss of belief in your future has made it difficult to focus on the life you actually want, download my free audio training, Limitless. Inside, you'll learn how to identify the limiting beliefs, shrinking your vision, reconnect with what is possible, and step into the version of yourself capable of creating a future that feels more meaningful than the distractions competing for your attention. Don't make it another piece of content you consume and forget. Listen to it, write down the future you want to create, and complete one real action before you return to the feed. The link is below. Subscribe and walk this journey with me, bro. I'm still learning how to protect my attention, reconnect with my future, and choose meaningful progress over temporary escape too. The feed is not more meaningful. It's more immediate. So build a future strong enough to compete with it. Give your energy somewhere worthy to go. And no matter what, Do not give up on yourself.